Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today we are solving LeetCode question 238, product of array except self. Given an integer array nums, return an array answer such that answer I is equal to the product of all the elements of nums except nums I. The product of any prefix or suffix of nums is guaranteed to fit in a 32-bit integer. You must write an algorithm that runs in O of n time and without the division operation. All right, so when I first saw this problem, my intuition was to just use a one scan through and just use the product function from math and just splice up the list from everything before the element and everything after the element and just calculate the product like that, and then return the answer using a list comprehension. And I submitted that and I got a time limit exceeded. So it seems like they're very strict on how you solve this problem. They want you to solve it in a very specific way, and they give you a hint here. They say the product of any prefix or suffix of nums is guaranteed to fit in a 32-bit integer. So clearly they want us to solve this using prefix and suffix. So how can we do that? Well, we know that you see the output 24 is just the product of the prefix of 1 and the suffix of 1. So the prefix of 1 would be just 1, and the suffix of 1 would be 24, which is these numbers. 3 times 4 times 2 is 24 times the prefix, which is 1, you get 24. We could analyze the second element and see the prefix of 2 is also 1, and the suffix of 2 is 12. 12 times 1 is 12. So we know that the output would be the prefix times suffix. So what we could do is just do a linear scan from beginning to end and just calculate the prefixes, and then do another linear scan from end to the beginning and calculate the suffixes, and then do one more scan to multiply the prefix and suffix and then return the answer. But what we also could do is just do it in two scans instead of one, where we can utilize the result array in order to skip the last scan where we multiply the prefix and suffix. So what I mean is we could do one scan to calculate the prefix, and then we could do one scan to calculate the prefix, and then we could do our second scan to calculate the suffix and the answer. So we could essentially skip the third scan and just return our answer after the second scan. And we can do this in O of n O of n time, and we would only be using O of 1 space because we are utilizing the result array to do our calculations. Yes. And we're also not using the division operation, and it would run in O of n time, so looks like everything checks out. So let's get right into coding. So we can just start with assigning our prefix, which is 1, and then, like I said, we want to utilize our result array, so let's just create that right now. Our result array would just be a an array the size of nums, and everything would just be a 1 for now. And then we could use the prefix, and then we do for integer for index. So we want to iterate through every element in nums now. So let's just do index and in enumerate nums. And then what we want to do is we want to assign result I. We want to assign the index and result to our prefix. And then we want to multiply our prefix by n from nums. And then the loop will just take care of all the prefixes. So next iteration, yeah, okay. And then we calculate the suffix in the same way, but now this time we have to go backwards. So we're gonna have to use a range instead of enumerate. So for I in range len nums, 6 would be 0 to 5. No, 4 would be 0 to 3. And then since we're going backwards, we will start from index 3. Well, length of nums would give us 4, and then range of 4 would be 0 to 3, which seems right. So for I in range length nums, we would do the same thing, and then we do result I equals suffix, but we want to multiply it this time, so we could skip the third scan, and then like that. And then we could just return our result. List index out of range. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out.